Number 1. This happened when I was around 12 or 13. My parents and I were going on a trip for a couple of days, and while they were getting our stuff from inside the house, they told me to stay outside and watch the car. It was daylight, and this was a safe neighbourhood. I was outside for a couple of minutes, sitting down on the lawn, and I saw a pickup truck pull up across the street. An old man got out of the truck and started coming towards me. I got up, and he started telling me that he sold handmade chairs and that he had one in the back of his truck that he could show me. He seemed off to me, so I told him that I was going to ask my parents. So I rushed to the door and started knocking. The outside door locked automatically. My mum came out and I told her what the man told me. But he interrupted me and told her I called him over, or that I needed help or something like that, which my mum knew was a lie. My mum told him she was going to call the police, and he left. My dad had to calm her down since she was freaking out and thinking that the guy was going to take me. After she was calm, we continued putting things in the car. So, the weird part of this was, when the man's car was following us a while later, my dad was so angry that he stopped the car, pulled over to the side, and actually tried to follow the man's car and get his license plate. The man sped away, so we lost him by then, and it left us pretty scared for a few months since he knew where we lived. Even though it's been a few years, I still don't like being outside alone anymore. Number 2. This all happened when I was 13. I would also like to specify I am a female. I live alone with just my father, who worked from 6 AM to about 4 PM, which meant I had to walk to the bus stop by myself. 6th grade was the first time I rode the bus, and nothing wrong happened. This was the very end of my 7th grade year, so I suspected nothing. My bus stop at the time was less than a block away. My neighbourhood is 5 streets that run east to west, and are all connected by a street that runs north to south. My street is the one furthest left, so behind my house is a main road that connects to a highway. If I walk about 5 houses up, I'll be able to get to the street that runs north to south, and the house across the street was where the bus met. I'm sorry if this is confusing. Anyways, so it was another normal day. Very warm. I was wearing shorts, and I am only 5'3", so at age 13 I was much smaller. I probably seemed like a very good target. So I left my house, and of course, there was a truck parked about 2 houses away from mine on the side of the street. I thought nothing of it as I started walking towards my bus stop. It slowly followed me. The guy didn't even start his car, so I assumed it was already on. I thought he wanted to go onto the main road, which is why he was following me. At the edge of the street, I stopped, hoping he'd pass. He just waited there, so I crossed the street myself, assuming he was going to go the other way. When I got to the stop, he rolled down his window. I don't remember his face all that much, but he was balding, sort of grey, and had glasses. Think stereotypical creep glasses. And I remember he had an older green truck. It looked like it was from the 90s or early 2000s. I'm not an expert in trucks at all. He calmly asked me if I wanted to get in his car. I replied, "Excuse me?" At this point, my heart was beating a mile a minute. Like I mentioned, I was a very small 13-year-old girl. So if he wanted to grab me, I'd have a very slim chance of escaping. He then asked again, more urgently, and kind of annoyed, This was luckily the age where kids were starting to get phones much earlier on, so I had my phone on me. I held it up and replied, "No, I do not want a ride. Please go away." He looked at me, kind of nervous, and then quickly drove away. I was so scared. When he was out of my sight, I started to sob. I called my father the second I was able to and told him everything. He ended up picking me up from school when I got there and made me file a report with not only the school but the police. I felt very unhelpful because I couldn't remember much of his face, and I didn't even dare look at his license plate. After this, I was required to get a ride from my neighbour until I entered high school. Creepy guy who followed me to the bus. I hope we never meet again. Number 3. Okay, so this just happened. On the way home from a friend's place, I quickly ran into the shop. It was pancake day and I wanted pancakes. As I entered, so did this man. So I was walking around the aisles for a while, and I kept noticing him in every aisle I was in. Even if I went back an aisle, he would be there seconds later. He was taller than I am, dark skin, much older than me, quite built, dark eyes, and he was wearing a hoodie. At one point, he smiled at me and said hi as I noticed him yet again in the same aisle, but I didn't return it. I'm not easily creeped out, but it seemed a bit weird that he was just everywhere that I was. Eventually, I got my stuff and paid. As I was paying, I couldn't see him anymore. It wasn't a very big shop, so I figured that he wasn't there anymore and that I was just being silly. As I was leaving, I put my card back into my purse and started to make my way home. Not a very long walk, 8 minutes tops. It isn't a very well lit area though, unfortunately. About a minute into my walk, I heard a clicking noise from behind me. Not directly behind me, but behind me, like someone calling a dog. Out of curiosity, I turned around and I could see someone. Not well, because my glasses are broken, but I saw someone. Squinting, I saw it was him.
"Hey girl, hey."
I obviously just carried on walking and quickened my pace.
"Yeah, you. I have your money. You dropped money when you left the shop."
I paid by card. Always do, so I know I didn't drop any cash. In a bid to get him to stop talking to me, I shouted back, "That's not mine, but thank you."
"Yes, I saw you drop it. Grey purse. Come on, darling. Come get your money and we can talk."
Nope, nope, nope. I was frantically walking as fast as I could, almost to the point of jogging. In the distance, I could hear him still, clicking his tongue, as if he was calling a dog. Eventually though, I reached my road and got home. Very odd. Keep the money I dropped, man. Please, let's not meet again. Hello everyone, SinisterShaf here. I hope you enjoyed this short collection of stories. I would like to say a big thank you to the authors of these stories for giving me permission to narrate them. If you liked the video, then please like and subscribe. Also, make sure to comment down below. I do try to reply to all of your comments, and I love reading them. And, as always, stay sinister.